Neil, you're not that high.
Pretty high.
No, it's not, Neil.
It is.
The cat did it.
That's true.
Mate, stay calm. We do this all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
You'll be fine.
Take your feet back!
Sometimes only a real person will understand.
Hi, I've been in a bit of an accident.
Do you need any emergency services?
No, I think we've got that covered.
Luckily, you can speak to someone at AAMI 24/7.
Okay, well, we're back here at Camden for our second match. Our second match between Riverina and the Southern Stars. Our referee here this afternoon is Aaron Sheldrick. He's up from the Group 6, of course, to officiate in this one. So the winner of this match will go through to meet the Tigers next Saturday in Mudgee on grand final day. So we'll just stick with the players. We adjust our sheets here as the Stars now. A few changes to them. We'll go through the Southern Stars side. At fullback, it's Joel Roberts. On the wings is Josh Goulton and also Chad Leash. The centre pairings of Kirk Field and Josh Toohey. The 6 and 7 is Jesse D and Josh Kent. And the back rowers look like this. Benson Tupu, Nathan Ford, Damien Poulison, Aaron Henry, Andrew Diomi and Mark Walsh. Interchange for the Stars is Blake Robinson, Dean Scott, Harold Snell, Ryan Apps and Joel Skeech. And of course the Southern Stars are coached by Peter Hooper. The Riverina side who have got the ball, they look this way. At fullback is Johnny Tealiga. On the wings is David Milne and also Jack Lyons. Usala O'Sullivan and Lele is the 3 and 4. The 6 and 7 is Nathan Rose and Kyle McCarthy. The back rowers look this way. Brent Pike, James Luff, Nicholas Skinner, the captain, Cameron Wu, David Cowan and Matthew Wakefield. The bench for the Riverina, Aaron Byrne, Warren Lloyd, Jay Pookie and Michael Iapo. The coach is Josh Cale. And of course, no Andrew Cohen today. He's injured throughout the week. He had a bike riding accident and a big toe right back to the bone. So you never want to have an injury like that. I don't think he'll be on his feet for a few more weeks. And of course, I'm joined in the commentary box this afternoon for this game by Mike Sheen, who's the media officer of the Group 6. Good afternoon to you, Mike.
Hello, Pete. Hello, everybody. Great to be at Kirkham Park for the second semi-final of the Tier 2 Country Championships. Greatest Southern taking on Riverina. Greatest Southern, effectively the local side, with several Group 6 players and several Group 7 players in the squad. And they're certainly looking for a big showing today against the boys from Riverina.
So the Southern Stars putting in the kick downfield off the boot there of Kent. Goes straight down now to their winger out there. Of course, that is David Milne, a former Canberra Raider. Play for a little bit of football up there with the North Queensland Cowboys, and he's the coach of the Griffith Panthers as well down in that part of the world. This is Luff, elusive from dummy half, as you can see there. He's a Gundagai local. He spent 2 years playing for the West's Tigers in the New South Wales Cup. Now this is David Cowan. Performed well at Bathurst. He deserves his starting berth in the jersey 12 here today. This is Leash off the wing in to replace Cavallada, who's been late scratching here this afternoon, Mike.
Yes, Sione Cavallada from the Filmy Talmore Roosters in Group 6, a late withdrawal today, and that's a blow for Southern Stars to lose Cavallada, but I'm sure Lish will hold his own as we have the first penalty of the day.
Yeah, we sure do. First penalty of the afternoon as they take the tap and keep it going. So they've opted not to go for touch. So they cross their own halfway line. They come the commentary side. They're up quickly, thanks to O'Sullivan from the Riverina side, who was able to knock him into the ground just on his own 30-metre line. This is Toohey playing the ball. Back through the middle of the park. This is Walsh. He's from Lake South up in the Group 6, I understand.
No, Warilla's Group 7.
Group
Not
7?
in our territory. They're a little bit further south in Wollongong.
A few hundred Ks to the to the left there. So here we go. So they're 0-all. So searching for their first point of the match here. Which way will it come? Comes back to Tupu. On it comes down to Pullison. And he's going to be cut down only about 10 metres away from the goal line. Back to Kent. He kicks it in the in-goal area. They'll go away and clean it up in goal, Riverina. And they're going to find themselves taking it over the touchline in goal. So they had the right idea there, the Stars, off the boot.
Yeah, certainly a nice kick there from Josh Kent. Good run from Benson Tupou, finding Damien Paulison, and then the kick from Josh Kent. Just couldn't find his man on the outside, and Riverina forced to take the line, drop out at the under the posts. We've had nearly 5 minutes first half. No score as yet.
So Riverina getting a defensive workout here as the Stars come charging back into the 30-metre line of the maroon and golds. Tupu giving it away now to Paulison. He's dropped down there from Wakefield, who's with Young. Away to Tupu. Back now through the back line. This is Kirkfield.
Shell Harbour City player Kurt Field from the Sharks, who are doing well in Group 7 this season.
So back now through Henry, keeping it alive. This is Kent. Running into Cameron Wu. Of course, Cameron Wu, he's absolute workhorse. He's the captain coach of the Gundagai Tigers as well. Back to Henry. Away to Tui. He now finds Leash for the try line. He's in the touch. Oh, he's so close, but the referee has seen his touch judge put his flag up, so an opportunity may have gone begging there for the Southern Stars.
Certainly a great chance there for the Stars, not able to capitalise on it. I think Lish was the man trying to get across in the corner, but the touchline a little too close, and the Riverina boys able to put him over the line and get the scrum feed 10 out.
So Riverina coming off a 16-point win on the 30th of May out at Bathurst against Northern Rivers. They got up by 32 points to 16 on that day. 4 tries went to their speed machine winger, Jack Lyons. Can he go any better today? And if he can go any better, you'd like to put your money on Riverina come 80. That's for sure.
It'd certainly be a few dollars if you're able to get on the first try scorer. It'd certainly be a good investment if they had a market on it.
So down to the 40-metre line. This is Luff. Away to their captain in Skinner. As I mentioned, he played a little bit of lower grade for Manly. He's the current captain coach of South City down there in Wagga Wagga. Now this is Pike, veteran front rower, a premiership winning coach as well in 2013 with Lake Cargeligo as the kick goes downfield away from Leash. The fullback in Roberts from Gerringong picks it up off his own in-goal area, and he'll play it back here about 10 metres out from his own goal line.
And Gerringong, of course, the famous hometown of Mick Cronin, who's still involved with the Lions at present, but a famous old club, the Gerringong Lions, down on the south coast. Is a good run here. Looks like it might be Andrew Diamay from Moss Vale going for a run.
And how many big-time players, I guess, have come out of the Riverina over the years? Mortimer brothers,
yes,
come to hand.
Yeah, I think Chris Anderson might be from down that way as well. Plenty of players out of the Riverina.
As Telliega going across, but David Milne, he says, let's just see if this ball does a 180-degree spin and goes into touch about 15 metres out from the Maronan goal line. So this is the second game of the afternoon or the morning as we approach the Tier 1 semi-finals at 1:20. Our first game there will be between Newcastle and Canberra. Newcastle will be starting as underdogs going into that clash with Canberra. Of course, Canberra is coached by Simon Wolford. And then at 3 o'clock, we'll round out things here today between Illawarra and the Central Coast. So the winners of those two games will go through to grand final day. Next Saturday, a big day of rugby league coming up in Mudgee. We'll have the under-16s. We'll go through to the under-18s. And then, of course, the Tier 1, the Tier 2 and the Tier 1 finals, the grand finals. Who will it be? Of course, Illawarra, the defending premiers, I guess you'd say the title holders, for the last 2 years, I think you'll find. Back then out of Wakefield. First year with Young. He's come down from the Central Coast, and they've lost their football right in the middle of the field here, Mike. No. He might have got a call from the touchy.
Yeah, penalty to the Stars there. Benson Tupou involved, a big hitter from the Picton Magpies here in Group 6. Big Benson Tupou getting involved and winning the penalty for the Stars, and they'll find touch just inside the Riverina 40.
AAMI. Understand he's from Mossvale.
Yes. It has moved up from, he was in Group 7, might have been with Warilla, but has made the trip up to Mossvale to play for the Dragons under Robbie Payne this year, and certainly one of the better players for the Dragons this season.
Now this is Walsh. Back to Tui. Overlap out wide, but AAMI was able to flick the pass out the back to D. Plays it back 21 metres out from the goal line. Tupu's got the ball. Which way will they work at this time? Again to the eastern side. They're going to kick. Where's the chasers coming through? Kirkfield. He gets the first try for the Stars. Oh, the Shell Harbour centre 3/4. He scores the first one. They lead by 4 points to 0.
That was a beautiful try for the Stars. The kick through was a beautiful one, and Kirkfield, Johnny on the spot to force that one down and score the opening points of the afternoon.
Yeah, Kirkfield, impressive speed down that eastern touch line. Shell Harbour City from the Group 7 has been able to score the first points in the first 10 minutes of this Tier 2 match. Our second one, if you just tuned to the coverage or clicked on, the Greater Northern Tigers 30 defeated North Coast 20 to book their spot in the Tier 2 Grand Final next Saturday afternoon as we go across to Mudgee. And a big thanks to AAMI, who's the official partner of the CRL. They put a lot of their well-earned cash into this competition, just like the fans behind the kick as well. She's on the iPhone taking the selfie of the kick.
Yes. It's become a trend, hasn't it, the mobile technology these days?
So here's the kick now from right out on the eastern touchline. Can they convert the try? It may just go left. So no change on the CRL scoreboard. It's the Stars opening the account by 4 points to 0. As I mentioned, no Andrew Cowan this afternoon for the Riverina side. Injured in a bike riding accident throughout the week. Big toe back to the bone.
That'd be a painful injury to have a bike riding accident like that and your big toe to be injured in that way. That'd have to be painful.
Just as painful as the incident on the footy show the other night. Did you see that?
I did. That was something unfortunate to see, but yes, and good to see Ben Ross in good spirits after that incident, and certainly holding no ill feeling against his former Queensland teammate in Wendell Saylor.
As we see now the Stars, after 13 minutes of the match, the first try down the right-hand edge. They picked up many a try likewise to that a few weeks ago when they went down to Central Coast at Foster by 40 points to 16. So they haven't had a game of rugby league for a few weeks. What's today, the 13th of June. The last match was on the 23rd of May, so it's been a fortnight for them. Riverina, they've done a lot of travelling in the last fortnight, going back to Wagga Wagga from Bathurst and then back up here to Sydney today. This is O'Sullivan. He's also played a lot of New South Wales Cup for Newtown Jets. Comes out of the West Wyalong squad down there in the Riverina. This is Cameron Wu. As I mentioned, a workhorse captain coach from the Gundagai Tigers. Now this is Wakefield. First year with Young. Travelled 700 Ks from the Central Coast to have a crack down there in the southern competition for the Country Rugby League. So Riverina looking to strike here. This is Pike. As I mentioned, another guy that's been around for, I guess it seems like an eternity. Played over 12 years down in the Riverina system. Here's the kick to the corner. Lyons is after his first try. He's got it. He picked up 4 in Bathurst. Try 1 to him today. He is on fire. Their electrifying little winger.
That was a beautiful kick for Riverina to open the scoring, and Lyons got up high there. I think it might have been on Josh Goulton. Goulton tried to go up, but Lyons far too classy and levels the score at 4-4 with a brilliant solo try.
Oh, Speed Machine, 4 tries, as I said, in Bathurst in week 2 of the Country Rugby League Championships. He is just a player to watch. That is for sure. He's only a small man. He's built close to the ground, but he can match him with the tallest. And that's exactly what he was able to do right here as we roll the replay and have a look at the giant leap right there. Went high and came down over the top of Chad Leash to score in the right-hand corner here on the Riverina side of the field. So 4-4. A kick now coming up for Kyle McCarthy. He returned to the Riverina after spending 2 years in the Newcastle Rugby League. Has the kick from the touchline. Let's stay with it. It's coming back around, but not enough. So no change on the Bar TV scoreboard here, thanks to the CRL in association with AAMI. We're locked up at 4-4 here on semi-final day as we come out of Camden on a partly cloudy day, but we're okay, aren't we? Mike, we're under the beautiful tent.
Yeah, a gorgeous day here at Kirkham Park, the southwest of Sydney. For those who don't know the area, only about 10 minutes from Campbelltown Stadium. I know there's some top-level rugby league today at Campbelltown, but we're only about 10 minutes away from Campbelltown in the southwest of Sydney, and certainly one of the best grounds in Group 6 Rugby League. A picturesque day and high-quality rugby league with Riverina and Greater Southern in the second semi-final.
This is Brent Pike. Luff. Away to Rose. Dangerous. He's gone straight through. Rose is down to the fullback. He's beat him. He's away. He's got the try line in front of him. He'll score. Nathan Rose, fast and strong. 22-year-old from the Riverina. He puts them up by another 4.
That was a great solo try there from Nathan Rose. He really had to do all the work, and he made sure that he got through the line. The defenders came from Greater Southern, but they weren't able to get on top of him, and a nice try there for Riverina. 2 in quick time to put them up 8-4 after 16 minutes.
So Riverina on fire here over the Greater Southern Stars. That's their second try of the match to them. As we roll the replay, just take a look at this. Nathan Rose straight through. He went down to the fullback in Roberts. Big left foot step. He thought for a moment he mightn't have been able to go all the way. He palmed off Leash and under the post he went. Fabulous effort, fabulous try.
Great work from the Riverina, showing their class there to go in front, and that was a solo effort in every sense, and he certainly got across for the try there to make it 8-4 in favour of Riverina with the kick from beside the posts.
Here's the kick. It's a beauty. So another conversion after the try. So 17 minutes gone here on the Bar TV scoreboard. It's all Riverina thus far. So we come back now to the halfway line. Broadcasting from the sideline here this afternoon. We're waving the clock back, turning the clock back as well to the good old days of when radio first started. There wasn't any commentary box back then.
No, it was the card table on the sideline. We're doing it slightly better today, Pete, but the old card table on the sideline getting a good workout today for Bar TV.
And the beautiful plasma screen. No black and white images right here on this screen.
No, top quality coverage from the team here, been here since very early this morning, setting everything up. And let me just say, I'm glad I'm not in the cherry picker up high. That's a job that they can have, as we see Riverina winning a penalty here for holding down in the ruck.
So a rare penalty. We haven't seen many penalties in the first 20 minutes of this match. So the winner, of course, will go through to take on the Tigers in the Tier 2 Grand Final next Saturday at Mudgee, as we keep on saying, and that game will be live streamed on the CRL website as well. This is Lele. He gets to his feet. Former New South Wales Cup with the Bulldogs and the Cronulla Sharks. This is Pike down inside the 20-metre zone of the Southern Stars. There's only one place to be, and that's right here today at Kirkham Park in Camden. This is Wakefield playing the football quickly. They're on a roll, aren't they? Back to Luff, barging his way down towards the Southern Stars goal line.
You could hear the Riverina bench urging him to take a quick run and go himself as they spin it to the right now.
This is Skinner. He goes away from one. He'll score. Skinner, the captain. Captain coach of South City, gets the third try of the afternoon for Riverina. Well, they look strong and powerful, and it's resulted in their third four-pointer of the day.
That was really nicely worked from Riverina. Luff made the run out of dummy half, made the little scoot to get within 10 metres of the line, and then Skinner goes himself and plants it over the line, and all of a sudden Riverina, who looked a little sluggish early on, are out to a 14-4 lead after 20 minutes, and they certainly look like they're in control of this game.
Well, once again, the Riverina team, they look to shift the ball and just capitalise on the speed and the skill. And this time their second rower was able to crash his way over the line for the third try of the afternoon for Riverina. A slow start, but they've been able to bounce back quite well. Now, McCarthy from right in front. No problems with this one. He adds the extras. So it's 16 points to 4. Riverina over the Southern Stars. 20 minutes gone, 20 minutes to go in the first half, Mike.
Certainly, Greater Southern, through Peter Hooper and the coaching staff, need to be able to regroup here, and I'm not quite sure what they're going to do or how they can do it, but they certainly need to regroup quickly, because if they don't, Riverina will jump away with this one and it'll be all over by half-time.
Of course, the grand final next weekend, as I mentioned, in the Bidgie region, which comes under the Riverina banner, I guess, has all teams appearing in the lower grades, in the under-16s and the under-18s next week as well. So it'd be quite a coup, wouldn't it, if they can come away with this one and have the 16s and the 18s and the Tier 2 on grand final day. Back then out through the middle of the park. This is McCarthy.
Looks like the fringe defence for Greater Southern needs to be addressed rather quickly. They're certainly making a lot of ground up the middle and just off the fringe of the ruck as they go for the 40-20 and find it.
What a kick. He was able to find touch. Only 8 metres out from the Southern Stars line. So they look to take the quick tap. And that's exactly what James Luff from Gundagai wants to do. And that's exactly what he's been able to do. He finally finds Nicholas Skinner, the captain. Picked up a try only minutes ago. Now to Luff. He finds Pike. Can he offload? Takes the tackle. They're short to the right, the Stars. Riverina, which way will they come? They go from dummy half. Luff straight through. Luff scores. Well, he's bluffed them. Luff straight under the post.
That was very soft from James Luff. The Stars defence should have been alert to that one, and that was a very easy try for James Luff to get over. That's 4 in quick succession, and this is getting very, very ugly for the Southern Stars right now.
Well, James Luff, very experienced hooker coming out of the Riverina. Spent 2-3 years with the West Tigers, and he's fooled everybody to get the 4th try of the afternoon for his maroon and gold side.
And that's the oldest trick in the book, the dummy half scoot. I'm surprised Greater Southern weren't up for that one. And that's a very disappointing effort from the Greater Southern defensive line. They should have been well and truly up for that play.
So this is our second game of 4. Adam Sheldrick, our referee from the Group 6, is our man with the whistle. So straight in front, it's converted. So Riverina leading the Stars by 22 points to 4. I didn't expect that.
No, certainly after the start from Greater Southern, they certainly looked like they were up early, but Riverina have just gone crash, bang, wallop, 4 tries, 3 conversions, and 22-4 inside 24 minutes. They are doing very well, and they certainly have taken control of this game.
That's exactly what they are doing, and a credit to everybody down in the Riverina. Of course, the group manager down there, Dave Skinner, and Daryl Kelly, who is the president of the Wagga Rugby League, have invested fairly heavily throughout the Riverina over the last 10 years or so. Of course, Daryl Kelly now up there with the Gold Coast Titans, and he's put millions of dollars into that franchise. But before he left Wagga, I think it was back in 2012, 2003, he pretty much developed McDonald's Park out of his own back pocket. And, of course, they used to have the rugby league club down there, the Leagues Club. Well, that went bust. So they had to find, I guess, a local businessman. And they looked no further than Daryl Kelly, who was the president as well at the time. And, of course, a fairly astute business property developer. And he had over a decade down there as president of the Wagga Rugby League. And that ground facility, McDonald's Park, which was host of the City Country fixture this year, is pretty much out of the pocket of Daryl Kelly and helped along the way as well over the back end of the years from the Wagga Wagga City Council, because I had a fair bit to do with him when I was working down there with ABC Grandstand, doing a morning program down there on a Saturday morning, and we actually figured out that story, and he was open and gracious in telling us that story. Now, there's a knock on here from James Luff. So the scrum will pack down here, Mike. Stars will feed it 10 metres out from their opposition goal line.
This is a real chance for Greater Southern if they have any chance of getting back into this game. They really need to get up the other end of the field, up towards the northern end very quickly, and they need to get some good meterage, especially out of their forward pack, Tupou, Paulison, AAMI. They need to get these guys into the game and get some big meters out of them very quickly, as referee Sheldrick not happy with the scrum there, and they'll feed it again 10 out from their own line just to the right of the uprights.
Mike, you mentioned the media officer for the Group 6.
Yep.
Tell everybody that may not be fully aware how strong is your competition down in that part of the world?
Look, Group 6 is a very strong competition, or we certainly believe it's a very strong competition. We stretch from Campbelltown in the north down to Mossvale in the south, and we extend out to Warragamba in the west. That's a simple map of where we cover. So across the MacArthur and the Southern Highlands in New South Wales. It's a very strong competition. We've got the likes of Michael Lett playing for us. We've got Ray Cashmere as the Stars get a penalty. Ray Cashmere, Bryce Gibbs, Stuart Flanagan. We had Shannon Gallant playing for us a couple of seasons back, the ex-Tigers and Cowboys fullback. He's now with Wests. So a lot of quality players coming through the Group 6 competition in the last few years, and you can see the developments here at Kirkham Park over the last couple of seasons. The lighting now up to a standard where they can host NRL trial matches and top grade matches like this. The new scoreboard, which is in operation today. The facilities here are excellent, but the football is of a very, very good standard. And I suspect if they ever put a regional team out of the MacArthur and the Southwest together, and I did pose this question on social media last year, if they were to put a local team or a regional team out of our area into a metropolitan competition, they would be more than competitive with the names we've got in our competition and the local talent on show with the likes of Benson Tupou, and I'll mention Alex Peters from Picton, who's not a big man, not a tall man or a solid build, but when he hits you, you stay hit for days. He's one of the biggest hitters in our group, and it's a pity that AP's not playing this afternoon, because he would certainly add plenty as we see the Stars trying to create something now through Joel Roberts.
Yeah, dousing his way down to the 10-metre line, isn't he? Finally put down by Pike. So the Stars looking for their second try. Are they about to get it? This is Apps. He offloads it. It's out. Play on. And they go for the line and they score. Chad Leash. He's in the corner for the second try for the Southern Stars.
That is valuable points for the Southern Stars. They needed that 12 minutes to the break, and they certainly did need to bounce back rather quickly from their disappointing 10 or 15 minutes in Riverina. We can see them there behind the try line. They'll need to regroup rather quickly if they're to keep hold of this lead, because Greater Southern, they've got the potential and the players there. If they can put it together like those plays, they are every chance of coming back into this match. As we look at the replay now, and a good ball out the back there from Aaron Henry. Through the hands, it was Ryan Apps, the Bega Rooster, keeping it alive, and eventually through Tui for Chad Lish to score in the corner to make it 22-8 with the kick to come.
Well, Chad Lish, he only got the call up late last night in to replace Sione Cavallada, who ended up injuring himself, I understand, at training. So he's brushed any nerves, if he's had any, the youngster out there on the wing, to get the second try of the match for the Southern Stars. So a metre in from touch. Here's the kick coming up from Joel Roberts, the fullback from Gerringong. Waved away. So no change on the Bar TV scoreboard. It's 22 points to 8 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Of course, you're with Peter Jolly and Mike Sheen, who's the media officer for the Group 6 down in this part of the world.
And we've turned on a Group 6 special for you today, Pete. An absolutely glorious Saturday here at Kirkham Park, and great to see a good crowd in attendance to watch these matches. But it is a postcard afternoon here in the Macarthur in the southwest of Sydney.
And ideal playing conditions as well. We had a bit of a dew overnight, a bit of a frost this morning, but we walked the ground about 9:30 and it was pretty damp, but now it's lightning fast.
Oh, the ground, I have to give credit to the Camden Rams, the home club here in Group 6. They maintain this ground in A1 condition right through the season. They've invested thousands of dollars in the playing surface and the surrounds, as you can see, and they have got this ground in excellent condition, and this is what we get to play on every week up here in Group 6 as the Stars. Nice little dab kick into the corner, and it just finds the touchline. But this is what we get to deal with every weekend in Group 6. Obviously, not all our grounds are as well maintained as this one, but this is certainly one of our showpiece venues across the district.
And of course, we're in the area where it's being developed as well. New homes going up left, right, and centre. Nice drive in from Campbelltown this morning.
Yes, you can see the housing at both ends of the ground. A new estate literally right on the back doorstep of Kirkham Park, and thousands of new homes. I was talking to a few of the locals and a few of the visitors this morning, a few of the officials commenting on the housing developments across southwestern Sydney and the Macarthur region. It does extend further south, but plenty of homes being built in this area, and hopefully more football to be seen in this region in the years to come through Group 6 and the Stars.
Even talk we might even be getting an airport in years to come out here at Badgerys Creek.
Yes, that's a little bit more sensitive for those in the area. There's more than a couple of locals who are not too thrilled about that airport, but if it does eventuate, it certainly will be a benefit for transport, especially for those coming from regional areas like those watching Bar TV today.
As Leash sees this ball drop over the dead ball line, as the sun peeping out of the clouds, as Josh Tui from Kiama just going back to get play back underway here at Kirkham Park here in downtown Camden, as they advance it past their own 30-metre line before they find the shoulder there of the Riverina's number 11 second row in Cameron Wu. Ball played back. They advance it up through the middle. This is where they need to create a bit of space, but the gap closed just as quickly. Back there now from Robinson. They are across the halfway line, don't they? I think you'll find that was their halfback taking the tackle there, which was Kent, as the wind picks up here as they cut out wide. The ball's on the ground. They've got to go back for it. This is Gulton. Milne puts him on his back. But the Riverina boys just looking at our touchy out there saying, which way do you think this one's going to go? And Aaron Sheldrick says, well, it's going to go to the Southern Stars.
And mentioning that young touch judge on the far side, Madison Holes, a good young referee from Group 6 coming through the ranks. So great to see the female referees, and we've got several in our district. I have to mention several female referees in our district getting involved, and and certainly flying the flag both figuratively and literally for the female referees in country rugby league.
So as far as depth goes in your refereeing ranks, you're quite okay?
Oh, look, we could always do with a few more officials and whistleblowers on a Sunday afternoon. We do have a high turnover rate. A lot of our officials move into the Sydney Metropolitan competitions and the higher grades. So and we've had quite a few in recent years move up through the grades into higher levels. But like every group in country rugby league, we're always looking for more officials. And if anyone's interested, they can get in touch with Group 6 referees. I'm sure they're on Facebook and social media, and if you head to the Group 6 Rugby League website, you'd be able to find a contact name and number there for the referees, who, without them, well, we wouldn't be here today, Pete. It'd be an interesting game if we took the whistle and put it in our pocket.
We wouldn't even be able to blow the pee out of the whistle to start with, I don't think. This is Johnny Taliga, of course, from the Vikings in New Zealand, first year at fullback for the Riverina squad. Just centre of the screen there, just going down around his socks, pulling them back up as the ball comes back to Rose. And he'll bang it towards the sideline here, Mike. We better watch out. Just misses your...
We did have a somewhat amusing...
We nearly had a moment.
Yeah, we had a moment earlier in the first game. While you were calling, the ball landed in the official broadcast tower, and we almost had a serious injury up there a little earlier. One of the officials with a sore arm, thankfully nothing more, but could have been rather nasty as Riverina makes a break here.
Yeah, Taliaga's with it. Back to Byrne. Away to Wu. He finds O'Sullivan. Ball's out the back.
Probably didn't have to pop that pass. Probably could have held on to it and taken the tackle there, but he's played it.
Back through the middle of the field they come. Back to Cameron Wu, captain coach of the Gundagai Tigers. He's 21 metres out from the line. This is Byrne. Did it go forward? It did. Off the arm of Nathan Rose, who scored that almighty little try earlier on in the match.
That was a brilliant piece of play. That one not so. Riverina blowing a golden opportunity there, 25 out from the Stars line. But they've had some good chances, and we can see I think that might be the Canberra side up in the top of the grandstand on the far side of the ground as we look at it.
Yeah, Simon Wolford's up there, and of course the official merchandise stand is up there as well today. If you like to get any of the CRL jerseys or training gear, just head up there to the hill and they'll sort you out up there.
Yeah, a couple of tents up there to take care of all the merchandise for the Country Rugby League supporters here today. I did see a couple of retro NRL jumpers up there as well in one of the tents, but unfortunately there wasn't one with a white V and a big black jersey there. So,
of course, the Western Suburbs Magpies.
Yes.
Pivotal for many a year out in this part of the world, now merging with the Tigers. That's a debate for itself too,
yes,
20 years on.
And just quietly, what a win last night for the Tigers as we see Greater Southern on the attack. Here's a chance for Lish. But what a win for the Tigers last night. Absolutely destroyed Souths at Homebush. A great result for the Tigers.
So the boys from the Riverina looking the goods here as we head in towards half-time here. I don't know if there's a Camden Gale, but there's one today.
No, things not too bad here. A nice breeze, but...
cools it down.
Yeah, certainly does. And conditions here, as we've mentioned earlier, absolutely perfect for rugby league.
And I think, Mike, too, I think the wind is behind Riverina.
Yeah, certainly running left to right as we look at it in the first half, which I guess for Peter Hooper and the Stars coaching staff, they'll be pleased to know they've got that at their back in the second half. So that'll be a major benefit, especially for the likes of Kent in the second half and Jesse D to use that to their advantage.
Okay, this is Skinner. Centre of the field, isn't he? Back to it comes now to Byrne. This is Pike. 10 metres away from the goal line. 14 is with this is Byrne again. Here's the kick off the boot of Rose.
Don't think that was the right option for Riverina going to the left. I thought they should have come back to the right-hand side of the field. They probably had some extra numbers, and the defence there from Greater Southern through Josh Goulton read that quite easily, but I think that was the wrong option for Riverina. Probably should have come back to the right-hand side as we look at it, as Greater Southern keep it alive now through their hands and make half a break up towards the 30 and beyond by a couple.
Yeah, Leash plays it. This is Josh Tui. Plays for Kiama. Just on his own side of halfway. Here's a penalty here. So this will help the Southern Stars before the break.
There's a bit of urgency in the Stars side, a bit of chat out there from the Stars boys. So I think they think there's at least 4 points on offer here, possibly 6, which would make it 22-14 at halftime if they can get in. That makes a game on, I think, and Riverina will certainly have their hands full.
D. Away to Ryan Apps. Up from Bigger. 2 minutes to go. In the first half, Backer comes to Apps. Now to Kent. This is Tui. Ball's gone backwards. He's got to go away and collect it. And he finds the impact there of Lele. So this is the 4th tackle now. This is Lish. Wu wraps him up. Ball and all tackle. Backer comes this time to Robinson. Back through the middle of the field, looking for their 3rd try of the afternoon here. But so far, the Riverina defence equal to the challenge. Kent, he goes high. Telly Eager goes up, collects the ball. Cool as a cucumber, the electrifying fullback.
That was a nice play there from the fullback there in Talieega. But the kick not quite on line there from, I think it was Jesse D who put it up, might have been Kent. But that was a very disappointing kick in the end, and the Stars will be disappointed with the end of that set to be not able to force a repeat set on the stroke of half-time.
The Lion picked up a try this week. 4 a fortnight ago in their 16-point win against Northern Rivers. This is Skinner. Back to McCarthy. Space. O'Sullivan. Cleaned up by Henry. Now to Byrne. Sending it away to the left-hand side. Look for the fullback in Telieega down the sideline. Kicking. The ball will go down to the 10 and into touch. And the siren goes in the background. So that's half-time here between Riverina and the Southern Stars. It's Riverina hanging on to a 22 points to 8 margin. Thoughts of the first half?
Good start from Riverina. Greater Southern came back into it. Had a chance late in the first half, but certainly game in the balance. Riverina need to be the first team to score in the second half to have any hope of keeping this Greater Southern side away.
All right, we'll take a break and come back shortly to Camden Park. It's 22 points to 8. Riverina over the Stars.
Neil, you're not that high.
Pretty high.
No, it's not, Neil.
It is.
The cat did it.
That's true.
Mate, stay calm. We do this all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
You'll be fine.
Ah!
Take your feet back!
Sometimes only a real person will understand.
Hello, Amy.
Hi. I've been in a bit of an accident.
Do you need any emergency services?
No, I think we've got that covered.
Luckily, you can speak to someone at AAMI 24/7.
When I played professional footy, it was all about the training and what I ate. Champions don't run on junk food. So if you want to get the most out of your game and your life, you've got to put the right stuff in. Don't undo all your hard work with what you eat and drink. And after a game, think fruit and water. When the whistle blows, make sure you finish with the right stuff.
Authorised.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
shout.
Okay, we're back for the second half here. Riverina, can they go on with it? Or will the Southern Stars work their way back into the tussle? Mike, you're a betting man. Which way is this going to go?
I'd like to be on the visitors at the moment, Riverina. They'd certainly be favourites at the moment, but Greater Southern, if they can put together some points early, if they get the first try, I think this is well and truly game back on and just about $1.90.
So not much for your dollar.
Oh, I think if Riverina score first,
Yeah.
I think it's just about over. If Stars get the first try, I think we're just about back to level.
Nostradamus is in the commentary box. He's a jack of all trades here today.
And master of none.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If everybody knew what you had to do today, it's quite impressive, our Group 6 manager down here, our media man, Mike. Just let everybody know what your role is here today. Where do you start?
Where do I start?
What time did you get here?
I was here about 8 this morning, doing the ground announcing for the...
You're late.
No, I was early.
Yeah,
here about 8 o'clock this morning, doing the ground announcing for the games today. So I thought I'd poke my head in here and try and add something for the coverage on Bar TV. So yes, got a full afternoon, and then tomorrow we've got a full round of Group 6. So I'm off to Derby Day for us. Off to Thirlmere to watch Thirlmere and Picton. Which no love lost in that one. So that'll be a good one. If you're in the southwest, if you're staying up here for the weekend, 5 good games on. Actually, a game over at Campbelltown Stadium tomorrow. Campbelltown City hosting Appin. So Camden, the Rams, they make the short trek over to Narellan. The Oaks head out to Oakdale, Mossvale. A few of the boys here will be backing up when they face Mittagong at Mittagong. That's a massive game. I think it's 4th and 5th on the ladder, or 5th and 6th. And I'm at Thirlmere for Thirlmere and Picton. So plenty of good footy in Group 6 tomorrow afternoon.
And of course, all the results and all the fixtures are on the official scoreboard, the official website.
Yes, the official and the unofficial. Got a couple of Facebook pages, and of course the official Group 6 website has all the results every Sunday evening. And we try and get it on social media as best we can to keep everyone informed.
Well, speak of social media, how about we try and become interactive with the fans? Hashtag Bart TV Sports or hashtag CRL, and we'll endeavour to read out your tweets as they come through.
Yeah, and also at Country, at Country RL, I think it is.
Yeah.
The official Country Rugby League Twitter account. I know the CRL team are here today, so they're no doubt across what's going on social media.
It's the new world, isn't it?
It is.
Bringing communities together.
Yes, I put a score out from the first game, and the Greater Northern Rugby League, we were commenting how active they are on social media. They love the...
So as far as Twitter and Facebook presence goes in your part of the world, is that how it all works?
Oh, we try to. It's hard. Some of the clubs are good with it. Some of them not so. A lot of them still do it the old-fashioned way. But we get a few of the clubs on social media, and the group has its own official Facebook page where there's a lot of photos and scores, and a very dubious in the weekly program that goes out on social media. There's a very dubious ghost writer who puts a column together each week. Some very dodgy writing in that column.
As far as official writing goes, newspapers get behind you quite well down in this part of the world.
I've got to say the local press down here are very good, and local radio as well. They're very supportive of us, and also the couple of the publications. We make sure we get our work out to them. So we've got a very good relationship with the local print media across the Macarthur and the Southern Highlands.
So now the Stars on the bring back mission, just outside their own 10-metre line here on semi-final day. 22 points to 8. You can just sense, though, if the Stars can get a little bit of possession, a little bit of a sniff, this game could go right down to the last few minutes. There's a nice crowd at Camden as well, just filtering through. Crowd in excess of maybe 1 to 2,000 people watching this one as we see a little bus mate here. Can he offload the pass, Mike? He does. It's out the back. It was dangerous. There's another dangerous one. That was...
Kick on the last.
Yeah, over the top of our man down there, which is Telliega. Vikings in Wellington last year came across to the Riverina this year and has made his way into the squad at fullback and put down there from Kirkfield. Here he is again, chiming in from the back. Telliega.
Yes, I thought he might have just held on to that, but referee Sheldrick says he didn't, and here's a chance for Greater Southern, only 30 metres out from the Riverina line. A good chance to attack and a penalty as well.
Mouthing off.
And I can tell you, referee Sheldrick is known for doing exactly that.
Back chat.
Will not cop the back chat at all. And that is one of his pet peeves, and Riverina being shown that right now as Greater Southern take the tap. 20 metres out from the Riverina line.
So in other words, don't muck around with Mr. Sheldrick.
Absolutely not.
This is Seal. Away to App. Straight through. He'll score if he gets it down.
He gets there.
He's got it down. And they are back into the match. Southern Stars. Well, how impressive was that?
That was a beautiful piece of play. Ryan Apps, I'm sure his brother Dion played for North Sydney in the New South Wales Cup a couple of years back. And the Apps family in Bega, well known for their rugby league skill. And that was a great try to Ryan Apps. Gets Greater Southern back in at 22-12. Kick to come. The momentum's coming their way, I think.
Yeah, the pendulum. It's shifting their favour. I'll let you do the ground announcing as I take everybody through the replay. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. D, a great pass away to Apps. Beat one, beat two, big palm. Fended off the fullback and also in feed. Unbelievable. That is impressive stuff there from the Stars. And that is how you do it. If you ever wanted a G up, you're certainly going to be lifted by an inspirational run from one of your teammates, which was on display right there. So here's the kick now from Joel Roberts from Gerringong. Right in front, as easy as they come. 7 minutes gone, second half. It's 22-14. We have a ball game. We have a game of rugby league that's going to go right down to the wire. We said that give them a bit of possession. They got the possession and they were able to turn it into points in quick succession as well after the break.
That was the key for Greater Southern, to get the points on the board early in the second half. Now they're only down by 8. They will believe they're back in this. Peter Hooper no doubt would have said at half-time, we need to score first, we need to complete, and they have done exactly that. And they are back in the game now, and that looks like a good run there. I think that's Paulison taking it forward for Greater Southern as they work their way out of their own end. But they will look at the metres they're gaining there. I think that's Walsh going for a run up over the 30. Plenty of momentum and good metres now from the Greater Southern boys up towards halfway. A great set from the Stars. They'll be delighted with the set now. The kick comes, and that's a good kick over their head. Will it sit up in the in goal? Just too much on the back of that. But almost a perfect set for Great Start.
And Johnny Tillaliga there just with the ball in possession, just coming back to the 20-metre line and get this one back underway as quickly as possible. So Riverina, if you're watching down there throughout the Wagga Wagga, Junee, Gundagai, Albury region and out as far as Griffith, your team is in a real wrestle. Who will it be after 80 minutes? Who will go away and play in the grand final against the Tigers next weekend in Mudgee? So far, Riverina are heading that way. They're about 100 kilometres to the left. They've got another 400 to go. But the Stars, they'll be trying to overtake them on the run home. That is for sure. That was flat. That was probably
surely.
Forward.
That had to be forward, but the referee says no.
And he'll play it back here. McCarthy kicking. The ball will sit up. Oh, look at that. Slide and dive and catch. All in the one move. Now he's back up. And he's trying to get away from Nathan Rose. Well, how about that piece of rugby league?
Josh Goulton, outstanding play there from the Rams winger, the local boy here at Kirkham Park. The fans here in the red, white and blue, normally on a Sunday afternoon, they'll be delighted with the form of Josh Goulton, who's been in excellent form for the Rams this year. They are second on the ladder as we see a good run, but he's just put the ball down at the key moment as Riverina come away with it. But the Rams and Picton, the two top teams, they'll meet in a fortnight. Top of the table. I think the game might even be here at Kirkham Park. A massive game in the context of the Group 6 season.
So chiming in, this is David Cowan. Of course, Andrew Cowan's injured, as I mentioned, in the top half of the program. He had a bike riding accident. Big toe back to the bone. His brother is out there and doing well for Riverina. Down by 22 points to 14, the Stars. This is Pike. He's been cleaned up, ball and all tackle there from Snell. He'll play it back now, 15 metres out from the Stars goal line. Backer comes away to Carthy, puts it on the toe. Leash is going away. And Lyons was coming through fast as well. But the Stars will have the ball here, 10 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, it'll be a scrum feed to great... No.
Oh, he's given it to Riverina.
Riverina feed, jeez. Must have ruled that it's come off the Stars winger in Chad Lish just as he shepherded it over the sideline. And Riverina get a great chance to attack here, 10 metres out, 20 in from touch on the eastern side of Kirkham Park. A great chance to almost put this one to bed.
Yeah, dangerous part of the match here for the Southern Stars. They'll need to hold out the Riverina squad. Telliega.
Good tackle there. Andrew Diame.
This is Rose. He goes from dummy half. Looking for his second try. Back to Luff. Darting pretty. Oh,
Not
he's
this time.
Prish.
They were awake for that one.
Trying to do a Luke Prittis from the Panthers years ago. He was no slouch when it came to burrowing over from dummy half. This is McCarthy. 2 metres out from the Stars goal line.
Probably want to go to the right here, the Riverina boys. They go left.
Skinner. He goes himself.
Needed a man on his shoulder.
Telliega. Last tackle now for Riverina. They go for the line. This is Milne. He'll get down low and score. He'll reward the try. Riverina 26. Southern Stars 16. 14.
Looks like they might have an injury here, Riverina. There's a bit of a concern here for, is it the centre in Lele, who's down on his haunches, but I thought they went the wrong way with that play. I thought they should have gone back to the open side. And the long ball from the fullback in Telliega, I thought that was the wrong option, but the winger in David Milne, the experience of that NRL talent that he's got, knew how to get there and got over the line. A valuable try for Riverina as we look at the replay here. I thought the ball from Telliega, long ball, it's a risky one. Milne beats his man in Goulton, gets past field and over. But, geez, that was not a high percentage play there from Telliega, and I don't think the Riverina coach, Josh Cale, he'll be too thrilled with that option.
Well, Josh Goulton was out there on the wing for Southern Stars. Just couldn't quite get there in the nick of time, could he? So Riverina, 26 points to 14. We're telecasting from the sideline, right behind the players' den, I guess you'll find. Broadcasting off the television. We could be anywhere in the world doing this. Here's McCarthy from the sideline. It looks okay. He's got it. What a kick from the sideline. Kyle McCarthy. He's returned to the Riverina after 2 years in the Newcastle competition. And he's coming back with an absolute thud. As my co-commentator's just on the ground announcing. He's a jack of all trades, Mike. Absolute jack of all trades. The media officer for the Group 6 competition here. There'll be nobody after your job. You've ticked all the boxes, that's for sure. That is. How long have you been doing what you've been doing?
A couple of years now.
Couple of years, that
couple of
means 6
years.
months. I've heard that one before.
Couple of seasons here at.
You enjoy what you do?
Yeah, I do.
That's good.
It's a good job, and the Group 6 league very cooperative and great to work with in terms of promoting the game, which is what we're about.
Yeah.
As are all the groups across country rugby league. They're about promoting the game, and for us to have these semi-finals here. When I heard the news had come through that we'd got the semi-finals here at Camden, it was a massive boost, and the first thought was we need to tell everybody, come to Kirkham Park, come out and enjoy a great day of footy, and so far that's exactly what we've got. If we can get the Stars home, that'll just about top it for the locals, but Riverina, they're going to be tough to get past in the last 25 minutes.
Do you think one of the reasons why the CRL brought it out here is to say thank you to everybody out in this part of the world?
I'm sure it is. I'm sure, and with the facilities and the amenities that are here at Kirkham Park, they are almost at NRL standard, certainly at New South Wales Rugby League standard. It's a great recognition for football across the southwest of Sydney and the Southern Highlands, and there's been countless players come through our region onto first grade. I guess one of the first names that comes to mind, Nathan Hindmarsh, Robertson Jr., the Spuddies in our district this year, playing in the second division competition, along with the likes of Bowral and Mount Annan just over the road from here. Warragamba, the Wombats, the Batters playing second division, and you get the Rams in first grade with James Tedesco for the Tigers, a local junior here from Camden. So plenty of talent, and then to see the likes of Ray Cashmere, Bryce Gibbs, Michael Lett come back to these clubs after their careers and put it back into the clubs and recognise the work that the local officials and the local teams do here is a real feather in the cap for country footy, as we see Riverina mounting yet another attacking raid, but the Stars able to shut it down this time and bring it back over the 20.
I don't know about you, Mike, but I can smell calamine lotion. Let's tell everybody we're broadcasting today.
Yeah.
Aren't we the referee's change rooms?
Yeah, right.
How did we end up in here?
Not so much a case of what you know, but who you know around here. And the boys in yellow today, and girls, the boys and girls in yellow, getting kitted up beside us, and you can smell the deep heat and the liniment as we see the Stars going into touch with just over 20 minutes remaining in this one.
Yeah, David Milne there from Riverina, just off screen, getting a bit of attention down here on the sideline with his trainer at hand. So the scrum will be packing down. Riverina will feed it in their maroon and gold stripe.
I'm just trying to. It looks like he might have a lower leg problem there, David Milne, right in front of us. I was able to have a quick look. I think it might be a lower leg problem, but he should be okay to continue on.
So 14-point ball game here. $20 minutes remaining. 23 minutes to go. This is Telliega. As I mentioned, played a lot of rugby league with the Vikings in Wellington in New Zealand, but he wanted to come across and test himself in the country rugby league, and he's certainly doing that, and he's also hoping to go on and further develop his rugby league career in the competitions above here as well, so could be a name of the future. This is So Sullivan. He's going down the sideline. 2 metres out from the Stars goal line, aren't they? Now they spin it back through the middle of the field. Comes back to their interchange player off the bench in Warren Lloyd. Mobile, big Englishman. He's played plenty of front row. Plenty of versatility as well. Also played out on the wing. Speaking of the centre and winging combination, this is where they're coming now. Back to Telliega. He's the fullback. Trying to pop it to Lyon, who is the winger. And I think you'll find that is him now with the football. But it's a changeover. Back on the last tackle to the Southern Stars here, Mike. They lead by 28 points to 14.
And that's a relief for the Stars to end up with Riverina not getting any points, and they'll work it out of their own end now to have them 14 points behind with just over 20 minutes remaining. They will certainly believe that if they can score in the next probably 10 minutes, get it back to that 8-point margin, they will believe they are well and truly still in this game.
Well, the Southern Stars look to come up the commentary side.
Good run from Andrew Diamay.
Yeah, from Moss Vale. Put away there by Cowan. Now this is D.
His teammate in the red V for the Dragons this year, and they're going along nicely, the Dragons.
Kent banging it in between the fullback and the
It's
winger.
a good kick. He's Goulton down the wing.
Teliega will go across and get it before he gets to it. He's going to chase him, and they clean him up. Goulton over the top on Teliega. As I mentioned, first year in the competition down in the Riverina. This is Jack Lyons. Speed machine. Notice his leap as well. Wouldn't be out of an AFL side with his first try of the match.
Yes, very impressive effort, and I'm sure there's a few AFL scouts, especially down in the Riverina, who would no doubt be keeping an eye on him. He'd be handy in a forward pocket somewhere, I'd suggest.
Now to Rose. Referee
I think he's called it forward.
has
He
said
has.
forward, and he could hear from the effects mic saying that's a hard call, and I think I'm right in saying that probably was a hard.
I don't, it
You
was
don't think? Well,
marginal.
you
It
were
was
right in front of it.
marginal. It was marginal. I'm
Marginal.
not going to argue with it, but yeah, that was one of those 50-50 calls, I think, and it's gone the way of the Stars.
Well, the Stars are not going to argue with it because this puts them in an attacking opportunity with 20 minutes to go, Mike, to see what they can do.
Right on halfway. They set to the left. They've got good numbers to the left. I think it's only the one player on the broadcast side as we look at it. Trying to win it against the feed, but referee Sheldrick not happy with that. But they are set to the left of the Stars. Jesse D to work this scrum right in the middle of Kirkham Park.
So Coach Peter Hooper of the Great Southern Stars probably just telling his charges right now through the trainer to try and hold on to the ball. This will help them, though.
I think that was a soft call there for the Stars, but they'll take it as big Damien Paulison lumbers forward.
AAMI. Good offload in him. Not on that occasion. Now this is Robinson. Back to Kent. They tried to get it away to their fullback, didn't they? It didn't come into the play there. They'll play the ball back. That was Tui. Away to Walsh. He finds D. Overlap out here. Goulton for the line. Goulton. He'll reach out, will he? He does!
Gets there. Great try, Josh Goulton. That's the class that we're seeing in Group 6 each week. There it is on display on Bar TV. Josh Goulton, you thought when he got the ball he was home for all money. You thought he was going to get in, but no, he had to work for it. The Riverina defence got across, but Goulton, showing his class, managed to get across, makes it 28-18 with a kick to come, 18 minutes remaining. They are still in this, the Stars.
Riverina. They'll have to lift their intensity. Are the Stars coming home? This is the replay that's getting them closer, inching their way to the line. Josh Goulton had a bit of work to do, didn't he?
He had plenty of work to do, as you can see there. Still getting it down and two over the top, but he was able to plant it in the corner, in the southwestern corner of Kirkham Park. And referee Sheldrick points to the spot. That's a try. The conversion attempt is good from the touchline. It's back to 8 points.
Don't go anywhere. This game will go down to the 40th minute, the 80th minute. Of course, our clock on the Bar TV scoreboard counting up towards 40th minute. But as you can see, it says second half. So we've had 63 minutes here on the Bar TV scoreboard. 17 minutes to go. 8-point margin. Who will it be to take on the Tigers in the Tier 2 Grand Final at Mudgee next weekend? We're about to find out. And the intensity from both sides, it's got a lift, but more so from the Stars. They look like they've gone up a few gears here, Mike.
They certainly have. You can see it in there. Since they've come out at halftime, they really have lifted that intensity. The first run from Tupou, as we see Paulison now from Warilla, one of the powerhouse clubs in Group 7, pushing it forward. And speaking of powerhouse clubs, the Bega Roosters with, well, that was Robinson at dummy half, but the Bega Roosters in Group 16 down on the far south coast. I know when we played them in the selection match at Bateman's Bay a few weeks ago, Group 16 really pushed the Group 6 side for a good 70 minutes, and the Group 6 boys were lucky to get away with a win that night. So plenty of talent down on the far south coast and through the Monaro and Snowy Mountains.
So Teliega, he's been busy at the back for the Riverina. And we're just getting confirmation for our Newcastle supporters back up in the Hunter. Brad Murray is going to be playing this afternoon. Now, we understood that he had a broken hand throughout the week and he wasn't even going to be coming down with the squad. Well, how luck can change in 24 hours. I suppose he's going to be playing with that broken hand. What a phenomenal effort if that is true, if he is playing.
If that's the case, that is a massive effort even to be here with a broken hand and to no doubt have painkillers to get him through the 80 minutes and against a Canberra side, which is not going to be an easy team to get past. That is a massive effort from Murray. So hopefully for his sake, he can get through the game without too much injury and contribute to a Newcastle win for the Rebels.
Well, not just as a credit to Murray, but I also think it's a credit to the Canberra side because they know that he needs to be out there. They're halfback. So take him out of the squad. Yes, they had Porter, but that can only strengthen them if he can stay out there. That's the question. So no doubt when the Canberra side find out that he's playing with a broken hand, maybe they'll be trying to cut him out of that match as quickly as possible. But credit to Murray and everyone back home, back in Newcastle. He is playing as we understand so far in this match. In the next match coming up, the ball will dribble over the touchline, dead in goal. Yep. So back out to the 20. 28 points to 20. 15 minutes to go in this one 8-point ball game.
Yeah, I really think Riverina have got their work cut out for them. It looks like they're struggling a little bit in the back end of this game, so they'll need to lift. I think one more try for Riverina will get them over the line. Obviously, if the Stars score next, then it's on for young and old in the last 14 minutes here at Kirkham Park. And that'll help Riverina. A penalty on the first tackle.
Yeah, just on their own 30-metre line here. So they've got the breeze going across the kick, as you can see there. Not much height, but the breeze was able to take it towards that parked van over there. Nearly cleaned them up on the halfway line. Now away with the ball. This is Warren Lloyd, as we mentioned. He comes across from England. Played plenty of centres over there, but Josh Kale, the coach of Riverina, deciding to use him as a front rower so far in this Riverina representative squad as they now look to go to the gap. This is Cameron Wu, workhorse, captain coach from the Gundagai Tigers. 28 points to 20 here on the Bar TV scoreboard. Back to Lloyd. He gets the legs pumping. 15 metres away. Which way will it come again? Comes away to Luff. He finds Rose. Teliega. He chimes in. Can't get rid of D. Flicked it out the back though. Back to Rose. Now this is Pookie. I'm not making it up. Pookie will play it back. Away to the right. McCarthy. He goes high to the air. Lyon. He taps it back to O'Sullivan. He kicks for himself. O'Sullivan. He might have to take the Stars player over the touchline in goal. He did. What about that from O'Sullivan? Well, incredible stuff.
That was not on. There was no chance of Riverina getting the ball back. I thought when he put the second grubber kick in, I thought that was an absolutely shocking decision. But he's managed to force Joel Roberts into taking the ball dead in goal. Riverina will get the line, drop out. 12 minutes remaining now. They lead by 8, Riverina. Can they put it to bed with another try?
So the kick goes 38 metres on the fly. And Warren Lloyd, tallest man out there for the Riverina, being told by his touch judge to play the ball. Backer comes now to Wu. They don't want to put him into the ground until nearly now, not quite, 80% on the ground. Back there now to McCarthy. Dangerous. Out the backer comes to Rose. He finds Teliega. Away to Lele. He's got his winger. He might even be into touch.
In trouble here, yes.
He's gone into touch. Well, he had trouble written all over that, but you can't say anything other than they tried their luck.
Yeah, I don't think that was the right option there from Riverina. They spun it to the left, but the centre was in all sorts of trouble in Lele, and he was in all sorts when the Greater Southern defence got hold of him, and they managed to put him into touch, and now they have the ball of the Stars, 10 out from their own line.
David Skinner running the water bottle here, the CRL media manager. They've lost the football. This might bring a penalty. It was stripped.
Strip the call. That helps the Stars. That'll get them some good territory up towards halfway. 10.5 minutes remaining. They need to find some points quickly as they find touch 5 short of halfway.
Robinson takes the tap. Away to Ryan Apps from Bega. Not too far away from this part of the world. A few hours drive, I suppose, plus the rest. Backer comes
I'd
down.
hate to walk just
I
quietly.
reckon. Or drive, for that matter.
I've done the drive once or twice, but I'd hate to walk.
This is Tui. Good ball in him. Back to Robinson. Wrapped up there from Wakefield. Back there now to Tui. Away to D. He now finds Tupu. He goes straight through Tupu. He got it back. Cleaned up there by Wakefield. 4 metres out from the Riverina goal line. AAMI. Luff. Stripped. Play on. Back to Nathan Rose. And he comes away with it for Riverina. 10 metres out from his own line. Now to Teliaga. He chimes in from the back.
AAMI shouldn't have tried to get that offload away. Should have gone to ground with the ball. That was the wrong option from the Stars. Hopefully that won't come back to bite them in the last 10 minutes. They're down by 8. Hopefully they can find a way through the Riverina defence. There's a good run from the fullback in Teliaga.
Speed to burn the New Zealander there. Back to the right hand side. McCarthy away to O'Sullivan. Tries to beat Tui from Kiama. But they wrap him up. The ladies enjoying their fish and chips over there on the hill as well. Right in front of the kick from McCarthy. Ball will bounce to Walsh. And he comes away with the ball before Luff is there, the Gundagai local. As we mentioned, Luff has spent 2 years with the West Tigers in the New South Wales Cup competition. As we gear up for a big week of rugby league, got the State of Origin on Wednesday night coming out of Melbourne between New South Wales and Queensland, and you've got the under-18s live stream before that with the kickoff at 6 o'clock, and you'll be able to watch that on the NRL.com, New South Wales Rugby League and Queensland Rugby League.com as well. This is Milne going away to pick it up on his own goal line. He looks up at the defensive line. He's trying to get away from D and also Kent. He palmed off the 7 in Kent, but over the top was Jesse D, and he says, come back here. You're not going past me. 10 metres out from your own goal line. Here he is again in defence, D.
A great work there from Jesse D and the Riverina side. I thought Milton should have probably just gone to ground straight away as Teliaga tries to find a way through the Greater Southern Stars defence. They're away.
He's got O'Sullivan down the sideline. He comes down to the fullback. He bumped the fullback off. He bumped the winger off first time. He bumped the winger off second time. And his Laces has been his own worst enemy there. He'll play the football back now. Spread to the left. Riverina if they can come this way. Backer comes to Rose. He finds Ayapoa. He'll charge. He'll bump. He'll offload to it. Any opportunity? There it is. Out the back to Wakefield. He offloaded it. Back to Luff. He's got the try line in front of him. Luff is close. Luff will score. Luff is over. Held up or double movement. You can give him one or the other. Or is he short of the line?
Held up.
Held up. Oh, what enterprising play there of rugby league.
Great work from Riverina, and Luff held up over the line. Scrambling defence from Greater Southern. They're not out of the woods yet. Just under 7 minutes remaining. Riverina on the charge here. Wakefield, a good run from dummy half. He'll play it about 5 metres out.
Riverina playing the ball. Backer comes to Luff. Away to McCarthy. He kicks for himself. There's going to be a goal line drop out here. Well-placed kick there from the halfback for Riverina.
And Josh Kent, Johnny on the spot to clean that up. 6 and a bit minutes remaining. The Stars know they need to hold on here and try and get down the other end of Kirkham Park very quickly. Riverina coming home with the wet sail. Here's the line drop out from the Stars.
It goes 45 metres. And Teliaga in slow motion as he comes back.
Jesse D picked him off nicely. A good one-on-one tackle.
Now to Rose. Away to Ipoa. Big front rower from Wellington, New Zealand. He joined the Griffith Waratahs after a New South Wales Cup stint with the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Now this is Luff. Away to McCarthy. Desperate defence here from the Southern Stars as the Riverina boys through Pookie. Inside the 10-metre zone. Leading by 8 points here in 2-2. Backer comes the Rose. He goes himself. He'll score here. He's over. He bumped off Roberts. And that's the game for Riverina, one might think.
You would certainly think so. 32-20 with 5 to go. Rose, the most dangerous man on the field, is the man with the football, and the Stars didn't shut him down. He dummied, and he was over to score what should be the match winner for Riverina with 5 minutes remaining. They're up by 12, and it looks like they'll go through to the final next week in Mudgee.
5 minutes to go. Riverina. Are they heading to Mudgee? Let's look at this on the replay. Great pass. Look at this. Rose took the line on. Got away from the fullback. Roberts from Gerringong in Group 7 of the CRL. And that man on screen put it down to him. They're electrifying 5/8. And Joel Roberts was just left. All ends up in a start position, I guess, on a treadmill.
Yes, the 5/8 for Riverina. Nathan Rose has been very impressive this afternoon for the Riverina boys, and they'll be heading to Mudgee next Saturday, you would expect, to meet the Greater Northern Tigers, who I thought were very good in their win over North Coast in the first semi-final this morning here at Kirkham Park. The conversion attempt is successful, and you'd think with 4 minutes remaining, 34-20, Riverina can pack the bus. They're going to Mudgee.
We might pack the bus and go with them. You think there's a spare seat on the bus? Do you want to come?
If you can find a spot, I'll be there.
No worries. I know you like a drop or two of wine. Perfect wine country in Mudgee. That's for sure. As we see now, Southern Stars, 34 points to 20. Riverina, Aaron Shedrick, our referee out there from the Group 6, gets us back underway as Telliaga from the back comes pouncing back onto the football and takes the tackle there just on his own side of the 20-metre line. Now again through the middle. So just going through the scores from our earlier match this morning, we got underway bright and early with the Crows at 10 a.m. We saw the Tigers 30 defeating the North Coast side 20. So they've already booked their assignment for the grand final in Mudgee, and it looks like Riverina will be taking on them this time next Saturday afternoon. Ball played back the hour comes from Luff, away to Wakefield. First year with Young, down from the Central Coast. Telliaga, ball's on the ground. O'Sullivan links up with Lyons after his second try. Beautiful hands at the back there by Joel Roberts from Gerringong.
That was a brilliant pickup from Roberts, and good to see the Stars not dying, wondering. Only 2 and a bit minutes remaining, and they're still trying to advance upfield and score some points late in this one, even though they're unable to close the gap, you would think, in the last couple of minutes.
So this is Goulton from Camden, I believe.
Yes, a local player.
He didn't have far to come.
I don't think he's a local junior, but certainly playing in the red, white and blue of the Rams this season here in Group 6. That's a miracle ball from Benson Tupou that's only gone 5 metres forward.
Because Benson Tupou from the Picton squad.
The Picton Magpies, the arch rivals of the Rams here at Kirkham. And they'll meet in a fortnight here in a massive first grade match in Group 6. First and second on the ladder, those two clubs. Picton unbeaten at the moment. And the only loss the Rams suffered was to Picton in a shellacking down at Victoria Park early in the season. They will be desperate to atone for that in a couple of Sundays' time here at Kirkham Park.
So Riverina looking to have another crack here with the scrum. Nathan Rose putting it back through the lock forward. Away to Lele. Telliaga chiming in. Lyon with the ball. Down the sideline. Looking for 2. Can he get it back? Not quite. Might bring a penalty to Riverina. It does.
I think he's got him for offside there. The player who picked up the ball was in front of the man who first touched the ball, so penalty for, I guess, accidental offside against Greater Southern, and the Riverina side will finish with the ball. Only about 30 seconds remaining in this one.
So this is our second game of the afternoon.
I think they're going to take the shot here, Riverina.
Just to take the tap and get on with it. They want to finish the deal with a try. This is Lloyd, the Englishman. Down to the 10-metre line. Our next game is Newcastle versus Canberra. This is Luff.
That's the last tackle of the game. That is full time.
That is full time. Riverina go through to the grand final next weekend in Mudgee for the Tier 2 grand final. They'll take on the Tigers next Saturday. And of course, that match will be live and exclusive on Country Rugby League. So what we might do now, ladies and gentlemen, is take a break. Our next match is coming up shortly between Newcastle and Canberra. That match will get underway at 1:20. So what you'll have to do, you'll have to change links and you'll come back to be able to watch that match in full, live here this afternoon from Kirkham Park here in Camden. So we'll return on the other side of this with a brand new link. Until then, it's bye for now.
Neil, you're not that high.
Pretty high.
No, it's not, Neil.
It is.
The cat did it.
That's true.
Mate, stay calm. We do this all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
You'll be fine.
Take your feet back!
Sometimes only a real person will understand.
Hello, Amy.
Hi. I've been in a bit of an accident.
Do you need any emergency services?
No, I think we've got that covered.
Luckily, you can speak to someone at AAMI 24/7.